and maybe with this national roster have an impact. But what are your thoughts on Cirque these days?
Well, he's gotten a lot more consistent, right? His ceiling, his peaks have probably gotten lower as he's gotten older, right? We still know a couple of massive, beautiful highlights from him. We don't see that from him that often anymore, but I do think his consistency has slightly improved a bit. We saw the solid 1 point, I think it was 1.02 rating. You know, he's not the guy that you're going to count on winning multiple rounds for you, but he has become, still is very solid opper, as already a nice opener for Glowing.
Cirque with the trade. He went for the P250 and they're storming in. Oh my goodness, headshots all around. The USP's getting some work. Rainwalker tries to get a trade, but it's actually the Phenomenon coming in, getting Spellin out, and now 2-player advantage for CSH to kickstart this Pistols 500. They need to decide what they want to go, and they will be heading towards Notin. Slowly, but rapidly at the same time making their way, but the dualies await patience from the CT player. The bomb's going to get instantly killed. Headshot, and Cirque with the P250 1 versus 4. He would need to go for the ace if he wants to even dream of this round. Finds it very difficult to isolate the first duel, but will get a headshot. Is he aware of the potential flank? Yes, he is. Throw some bullets, but the duel is picked up from the ground. Glowing with the double, and Pistol go to the CTs.
That's a solid Pistol win. Good to see new guy Blixie getting a piece of the action there in Cave. As he is, I think, pretty much the youngest player in the server. I know he's very near it. Maybe Notineki beats him on age just a bit. But yeah, it is, of course, one of those newer changes to the CYBERSHOKE team. 18 years old, coming up straight from the Aurora Youngbloods team. Of course, now the Chimera lineup. Also, Grix has moved up out of that.
I swear that's you pronounce Chimera, right? No?
Is it Chimera?
I think
Chimera?
so. Yeah.
It could be Chimera.
I think it's Chimera. Sounds better.
Although, they've won a lot of lower tier tournaments as an academy team. All of a sudden, made a couple of tweets about them. Very impressive team. Still some more talents there to be poached.
Okay, wow. Are you like a player manager and you don't know how to tell us about it? Like you're trying to...
I will be.
Oh, okay, I love that.
No, yeah. We do have a force by Cirque on a Galil. Managed to afford that after the kills. Let's see if this A take... Well, I think this might be successful here, Waxen.
Well, they're jumping inside. They're already taking control of the main part. Nice tech line kill coming in from Spellin. Notin tries to connect with the FAMAS, but he's the one losing more HP, and it's going to be the double kill for the tech line. He continues to get more, invading them, but now they're going to give away a couple of T-side players to that MP9. Still player advantage for the 500 squad.
A retake here is impossible.
I agree. I think this should be a save, but do you really want to save 2 MP9s? I think you're going to go for it. No, they're saving.
Yeah, this is a forced save. This is like, yeah, well, you could just barge in here, but there's no defuse kit, as so often in round number 2 for the CTs. Still, teams don't really invest in it, which I'm still kind of concerned about, especially on a map like Anubis, where sometimes you really are going to have to rely on these retakes. But it's going to be 500 winning that round. Usually, of course, this ends up being the 3-1 lead for 500. But, of course, forced by in return.
Yeah.
I don't really think it's going to be as good, but let's see.
Well, I don't know. MP9s, I think Anubis is one of these maps where you can get the SMGs to actually slay. And you've got plenty of utility, right? Other than the MP9s, there were a few grenades saved, including a couple of smokes and a molly. So you might be able to actually slow down the Ts and then maybe get them into close corners. But obviously, we will have Spellin on the Mach 10 already in the water, glowing. Doesn't find a gap in the smoke. He's going to drop anyway. Can he connect? Oh, Cirque was watching his teammates back. That was a good attempt, though.
It really was. Notineki now. Ooh, one of the angles where you do expect that MP9 to be able to do something more than tickle. But Rainwaker laughs it off, and that will be another bomb plan. This time, 2 rifles would be a bit more valuable of a save. Ships.
He's going to find this.
He's
going to find it. Yeah. He will die there. That means a Phenomenon will be able to pick up an M4 or even the AK in main and try to stay alive with it. But we already see Cirque on his tail through water. I mean, saving the AK would be crucial, but I don't think you can go for back-to-back forces, even if you do take it to the next round. And Cirque's going to find an easy headshot and collect the AK-47 back for his team. And 500. Love to see it from them. Very composed. They didn't really give away too many individual duels versus the MP9s.
No, it's playing it very close together, and of course, it's a bit of a scrappy push here and there. With this new roster, as we do get the full eco, with this new roster, CYBERSHOKE have gotten, well, what could feel like growing pains. We had not a honeymoon period, 2 honeymoon games, beating NIP, which has become a lot easier since 2014.
Is that even... Okay, wow. But I would have said like 2015, 2014. That's you're being
2018. That was the last
time.
No.
Okay, that's too optimistic. Yeah, that's still no. Anywhere between 2015, 2016, I'd say.
Yeah, but yeah. After that, beating I think it was Sashi one time. Post that, 5 games in a row, CYBERSHOKE have lost. So,
am I gonna make the joke? Am I letting Twitch chat go for the joke?
You can let Twitch chat do it.
Okay,
I think
fine.
it's a pretty easy one at that.
Spell it.
Yeah, it's concerning. This form from CYBERSHOKE. Hopefully they can recover.
Look at Chips. Let's do cross. Well, kind of. Let's. Okay, there's gonna be Oxygen here trying to claim it, and the spray control is here. Does eat a ton of damage. Glowing still has the Tech 9 in hand that he collected from, I believe, Ships at the beginning of the round. One more kill here would be quite big for CSH. Oxygen realizes that, doesn't want to get too involved with it. Very low HP. One Tech 9 bullet could probably get the job done. But Glowing's going to walk into his crosshair with a wide peek and find a kill. Still, 3 kills with what was a full eco. I believe we had 5 USPs. Not the worst you could have gotten for the CTs here.
No, it was really 500 being a bit sloppy there on the hunt. Let's be real. Mag 10 going for quite an awkward spray, but still all right in the house of 500, as this is the one map where you could really think CYBERSHOKE will put up a fight. This T side could potentially leave CYBERSHOKE at 1. They're really going to need to do a lot of work here on this CT end. Let's see if they actually will manage to. Just a default for both. Normality has returned.
I love the AWP from Phenomen. He is gonna try to put the team on his back, maybe with a couple of openers. It would be great to see, as 500 have kind of dictated the pace of the game. Even during the pistols, I believe they still managed to get the bomb down, right? So that means they have the really good control and understanding of their T side so far.
Yeah, the pacing is pretty standard. You usually don't really... Because you have that advantage on this T side, you usually don't want to rush into things, as that's where you can be caught off guard. This mid control, if again we see Blixie just giving it up, that's going to be costly. But through smoke, Rainwaker goes to sleep.
Why did he even go there? I'm not quite sure. But now this Smalley pushes Phenomen back. He's going to hold the angle a bit wider. Obviously, he was hurt, but you're not aware he's the op player. Sadly for him, and luckily for 500, they are rotating towards A. And that is the correct call, I would say, especially with Ships in mid, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and again, this just gets left open. If Ships gets 1 kill or even influences this fight, which he will, of course. I mean, it's pretty much impossible to not to. This is going to be concerning. Pops now starting. 20 seconds.
Gets one. Full blinded. He's going to get traded by Oxygen, but Glowing just gets shot in the back of the head. Doesn't even have time to react to that. And it's going to be a 3 versus 3, but the HP does favor CSH.
I'm just seeing now the HP from Ships. He just full sprinted through a Molotov to get that trade kill.
Look at him. Smoke dissipates right away. Unfortunate timing, and Blixie gonna get the kill. Player advantage for the CTs. Look at Phenomen coming on the flank with the AWP. They have to get on site and find Cirque. He's playing in a very unconventional position. Blixie. Oh, that's going to open up the map, but Cirque gets the first one. Drops down. Can he find the second? He has to be composed, but he will not manage to win the duel as Lovicus gets it. And first proper gun round of the half goes towards the CTs.
That's good work, good recovery, as it does still feel like fixing issues in this round with the retake. I do get that you want to have 3 players on this B bomb site. I don't think this is a reliable setup to keep in here, but for the CTs, but we'll have to wait and see maybe.
Yeah, but their coach will say if it works, it ain't broken, and we won the round.
Exactly. But I mean, I don't want to be one of those casters that's like, oh yeah, what a great strategy, just because it worked.
Yeah, of course. But to be honest,
it's not a good setup.
It was very unfortunate that Ships managed to actually get behind them through the molly and still find the kill. In other circumstances, maybe you hear him, you turn around, you get the kill earlier.
Yeah,
but nonetheless,
really good peek.
They did win the round. Look at this angle from Blixie. He's about to find a couple of players walking to his crosshair. Gets the first one down, and now Phenomenon with the op gets the second, but he gets traded by Mac-10. The action will continue. It's Blixie with the second glowing. Playing behind the molly, Cirque gets on top of the side. Ships with a Mac-10 spots a player, and the bomb will get planted. The Mac-10 is doing so much work. It's the second kill of the round. Ships collecting them like souls, but Lovicus comes in from the water, walking in, and now it has to be the Mac-10 miracle. That's not gonna happen, but yeah, I feel like out of the 7 kills Ships has, 5 of those at least have been with the Mac-10.
Yeah, they have, and it's been pretty good impact from Ships thus far.
Do you prefer the Mac-10 to the MP9? What are you more of a fan of?
Ooh, that's difficult. I feel like the Mac-10 doesn't betray me as much. It isn't as good, but it doesn't betray me as much. Sometimes the MP9 it just doesn't like you. Sometimes it just hates me. Maybe I'm just bad. I think that's it. Further on, I mean, actually, I am. One single smoke could completely off-put Blixie there, or a couple of extra flashbangs felt like slightly lacking B-side take. Just hoping that the pace would work out. But Blixie getting 2 from such a stationary position isn't really what you'd be hoping for in that take.
Look at this position from Lovicus, though. I love that already, and they're not going to suspect it since there's another perfect HE coming in from another mid player, getting Ships down to half. I think Lovicus should find at least 1 kill here, maybe even more. He's not going to get checked. Yep, never mind. What just happened? I don't know, but it happened, and it didn't go towards Lovicus. Oxygen drops down, picks up the AK, and Phenomenon is very scared.
Players have gotten more and more aware of that position. I've seen it being checked pretty much every single round.
Ooh, Rainwalker. Waker gets the kill. Glowing trades it, but now player advantage for 500. And if you're a Phenomenon, you gotta get a couple of crazy kills. Finds the first one. Has to stay alive. The molly will actually not connect to him. He's zooming in onto the target. The smoke will last a few more seconds. He needs to stay alive. He also needs some help, but he's gonna get sandwiched in. Ships is walking towards him. He's gonna re-smoke, but he's gonna get shot in the back of the head. That's unfortunate. And now this opens up the bomb side for planting. Glowing is still going for it. They have not that much money. I think he should consider saving, and he does seem to fall back.
Yeah, possibly still an AK to be retrieved over towards A. Don't even really think you'd like to go for that, but
no, why? Just get back.
Some actually pretty damn good rounds, pretty damn good peaks from 500 there. Looking good. That's all I gotta say. That's the analysis, boys. Looks great.
You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. That's
give them a gold star there. No, but yeah, through middle, I do like the change up. Do like the change up from CYBERSHOKE with that attempted mid control, but not really going for the trade peek off middle. Could use some work. And that's the CT economy being as difficult as it will be with now a couple of very good rounds in a row. You lose one, you're still broke. So CYBERSHOKE won't have the luxury of an instant gun round. I do think it will just be the 1 save. Right? I cannot count at all. I cannot do math. But
I think he could probably play next.
Yeah, he'll be alright.
Okay, I love that boost in the corner. Lovicus is trying to distract him by jumping over the smoke, allowing the T's to spot him. Oxygen almost left out of air. 3 HP only. Luckily for him, there is no HEs from the CTs that could come that way. I'm not even sure you tagged him solo, but Notenki is gonna get a trade for the teammate that was underneath him. But look at Sir picking up the AWP. 1, 2, 3. He's gotta go for the fourth. He's gonna miss the fourth. Oh, that would have been such a nice highlight. Glowing now with a P250. Wants to get some work done. Oxygen, still 3 HP. Cirque is not too far behind him. Glowing. A couple of bullets might have done the job, but Cirque's gonna find the fourth in the end to get the fifth on the board for 500.
Good for our Kidia player to watch there to get 4 kills on that anti-eco. Even then, he was still on 7 kills right before, which was right up there with Ships and above everyone, or equal or above everyone from CYBERSHOKE. So Cirque has already gotten a good start. Now with that signature AWP out, we see already that it becomes quite comfortable for him, as this T-side op can absolutely be used as a weapon on Anubis.
Especially when in the position of our Kidia player to watch.
Yeah. Makes us look better.
Of course. You wanted to go for like the people that usually get good stats. Come on, sheep.
I wanted to go for Blixie.
Yeah, well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's only round 9, of course. There's still plenty of Counter-Strike to be played tonight, as we are witnessing a slightly different approach from 500 this time around. Playing together in mid with only one in water. Gonna re-smoke that. Lovikus is gonna get curious.
Be busy.
It's glowing. It's gonna be like Sean Paul and get busy, or not, because Sir gets the entry right away. Oxygen doubling up there. And now we've got a poor, lonely Notinenki in sight. He's gonna allow the first 2 to cross. And now he maybe can get the bomb down.
Timing.
That's perfect. Can he get more? Ships is aware. Mac 10 or AK-47. Ships just comes on top of every duels this game so far.
Yeah, he's been pretty on point with that AK, and even with the Mac 10 as well. T-side weapons doing him a favor, as it's going to be 6 on the side of the T's. I think CYBERSHOKE with maybe 4 or 5, they'd be still kind of okay. It is, of course, still Anubis. But we have seen the CT side can be very, very powerful. Looking back at the Blast Bounty final yesterday, if anyone was watching that, it was the comeback by Eternal Fire on the CT side.
If anyone was watching that, just about a few 100,000 people, no?
Yeah, just about 500,000 at least. No, but if anyone in here was watching that, you know, we don't know. We don't know what these people are doing.
Hardcore ESL Challenger League fans don't have time for any other Counter-Strike tournaments. I think that's valid.
Yeah.
Well, we got another round in which CYBERSHOKE can't seem to manage to find enough credits to invest. But I gotta say something about this sheep, right? They won 3 rounds. One of them was a full buy. So I think this tactical timeout should be when they discuss, you know what, let's just save, stop half investing, so then we can play at least for the final 2 rounds with plenty in our economy.
Yeah, it is indeed a bit of a half buy. So we thought about it being like a complete eco before, and yeah, well, it's still not the situation you want to be in. I have enjoyed that CYBERSHOKE have gone for pretty mobile CT sides. Sometimes you see teams just pick their setup and be like, yeah, we're not moving. We'll just see what happens. But yeah, for now, CYBERSHOKE's been pretty alright. That middle fight, though, to open up the previous round, that's pretty disrespectful from CYBERSHOKE to just like walk up in middle. Just not really respecting their opponents and their ability to use the keyboard. But for now, I mean, 500, they're keeping it very open. I'm doubtful that they... I think they still have the plans, like, okay, we are going to the B side this round, but yeah, all of their defaults just as open as they can get.
Well, this is a bit more patient from 500. I mean, I feel like every round they're slowing down like inch by inch, but the rounds have still been rather fast compared to what I would normally expect from a T side of on this map. And
Yeah,
now
fair.
they're gonna actually pick up the bomb and go all the way to A. And after throwing the early utility is gonna be the correct choice. 5 CTs in B, so that means the bomb will get planted easily. But let's see if Ships here is gonna get caught by a potential, well, this potential rotation from the CTs, or he's the one about to line up some nice shots.
He's hearing it. So
He's gonna let the first one close. Let's it go. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Finds all of them, and now Phenomen and Naughty are questioning what should they do. Cirque gives away his position. Phenomen comes out with a USB. He's about to notice 3 hungry T's jumping on top of him. It's the dualies from Cirque, but Naughty does find a kill. Can he maybe salvage the AK-47? He planted in B, by the way.
That was with 8 seconds left. Oh. That actually could have gone quite wrong there. Naughty looking to save that A. It's not going to be that obvious, but yeah, that could have gotten very close, actually. That would have been a bit devastating. But
yeah,
they get the bomb there in time. I'd like to highlight, as we did watch our group right before, there's also matches happening in other group stages now. Monty have just beaten Copenhagen Wolves 13-1 on the first map. That is certainly one of the scorelines of all time. We
what map was it?
Are rocking the 3-7.
What was the map?
It was Copenhagen's map pick on Mirage. 12-0 on the CT side.
That's life, ladies and gentlemen. That is life.
That's pretty crazy.
But let's look a little bit at the scoreboard, Sheep. We got Ships himself, potentially a oxymoron of your name, actually giving a Cirque Arcadia player to watch a run for his money. 14 kills and 8 deaths. Ships been spearheading a lot of these rounds for 500. And now, speaking of spearheading, they're jumping on side. They got to open it up.
Again.
Entry from Ships, and he continues to have Blixie's number. I feel like we saw that a couple of times with Naughty. He's going to finally get one in exchange. Nice play through the smoke from Lovicus. 3 versus 3. The bomb is just now getting planted.
One of the better chances that CYBERSHOKE has had in these past few rounds, this retake is.
Lovicus, perfect timing, and gets the kill through the smoke. A double that he finds. They've both infiltrated the site. They have another smoke that they want to use. Phenomen is going to throw it in main, and Rainwaker is going to be completely isolated from the bomb.
There's a nade.
That's the last one. If they can't find a kill now, it's going to be late, but they do manage to get it. 7 HP for the T's, and now look at the boost over the smoke. Cirque misses with the op shot, going for the dualies, and they're going to find it. Oh, what a play. What a round, but still 500 are the ones to win the round.
Very nice reaction to Cirque for missing that shot, instantly realizing, well, gotta fix that. Just
panic button.
Bolting through the smoke with the dualies. His past 2 kills have been with the dual Berettas, which you usually don't see in this part of the first half. But an 8-3 CYBERSHOKE, I think, did quite well to try and attempt that defuse. Maybe a smoke on the bomb. Well, you only realize afterwards, right? But could have done them favors. As for now, again, lighter weapons, and you instantly see it in the way they stack these bomb sites. It's just, again, Naughty all alone. On A. 500 have been avoiding A like the plague, by the way. We've seen 2 rounds of them going A. That's been it.
I mean, they are winning A3, so they must know what they're doing, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a critique. I'm actually like, I was just like, oh, they haven't gone A once. I mean, we've seen a couple of these Anubis games where it's just B-side simulator, you know? But still, they don't have to resort to attempting the A bombs. Look at that in A main, by the way.
Oh, Rainwaker. Oh, it was a steal. What just happened? He got 3 kills in 1 second.
Oh, sheesh. That is beautiful. I don't think CYBERSHOKE kind of realized that possibility. Lovicus getting spotted. Cirque will even attempt to just take that 5, but Rainwaker, as you mentioned, within a second, winning round number 12. Oh, no.
Oxygen's
runs
gonna
behind him. Oxygen, oh no. Ooh. That is very mean. Usually you don't see players get away with making that many steps behind an opponent.
Blixie is gonna start his attempt at clutch. You can't save this, Blixie. Sorry. Yeah, it happens. You've saved once.
He thought it was planted A, but why do they plant B again? Like this, a plant A seemed very logical after the opening of the round, but a 1v3. My money will not be on Blixie here in this round.
He has been rather quiet in this first half of this best of 3 series, but he's not gonna be making any noise at the end of it as Cirque finds his 15th kill, and we're gonna see if they can bounce back in the second half.
Days gone, I won't waste another one. Oh, that darkness, it won't set me back again.
And we have returned with the second half of Anubis 500, about to take CYBERSHOKE out on this first map of the series. CYBERSHOKE really need to bounce back, and they need to do it now, Sheep, because Dust2, well, that's going to be 500's map pick.
Yeah, and it's a tall mountain to climb, as I think the logos are still a bit messed up, doing favors for CYBERSHOKE there, though. As it is a 500 that are in the 9-3 lead. This best round will dictate how long this coming half will be, and Spellon already falling away just after the first contact, doesn't want to die just yet. Ships, headshot machine thus far, and that will continue with the dualies.
Glowing's got his running shoes on, and he also has the headshot. Pistol in hand, Glock gets in, and Blixie! Very nasty with that one. Going for a bit more. Now player advantage for CSH. Spellon does completely eat that bullet from Phenomen. It's going to be a flank, but his ships continues
Oh,
Finding
no.
another one. He is unrelentless. Gets on top of side, but Phenomen puts the bullet to his head. Oxygen.
Oh.
1 and 2. Down to 71 HP. Phenomen has changed his position, spots the shoulder,
Spotted.
and wins the duel with a P250. CSH get the pistol.
That got the heart rate a bit high there. As it will luckily be CYBERSHOKE taking over that pistol. I somewhere in I had a vision that the 2v4 would actually be won. So glad that we do see CYBERSHOKE converting a well-deserved pistol round. As the Glocks still very powerful. Also the P250 for both teams on the T side. We don't see it as often anymore, but it's been used to great effect.
We also had 500 win with a couple of pistols last half. Let's see if they're going to be able to do it now. They are actually just walking into Lovicus and not into Inky's Galil's.
Oh,
Lovicus.
That's your teammate.
He didn't connect with that bullet, so maybe he needs a bit more aim training, you know? That should have been an instant headshot, at least.
Yeah, maybe it really should have been. But yeah, the last two pistols will be remaining alive, and Blake's going to put that bomb down. Seeing ships. Don't even have a chance to flick over. 9-5. That will be the first time we're going to see the guns. I think Oxygen would like to stay alive, especially with that defuse kit on his belt.
It'd be something nice to take over.
There won't be an AWP in the next round, that's for sure. Or maybe a glass cannon, and then I'll be very wrong, but...
He's gonna die to the bomb, right? He's not. He has the defuse. He's going for the ninja. Oxygen.
No way.
He's about to do it. I don't think there's enough time for them to come and stop him. He's going for the defuse. He can't find the bomb. But no, it's Blixie, long range, holding it. That would have been absolutely mental breaking. But Blixie manages to keep CSH on the same realm of existence as we are.
The power a single smoke grenade can hold.
Yeah. Now, we don't have an AWP, but we got an XM. Thoughts?
Yeah, hell yeah. Ship's probably going to play cave with that. As no, he's actually going to go towards middle with the XM.
Love to see
Also,
it.
powerful position to have it. And 500 deciding to really not bother with holding the A bomb site.
Goes the molly.
Straight
He's
through
holding
middle.
it. I think he might have been spotted. He's fully blinded, and he's not going to connect with the shotgun. And now Glowing and Blixie take control of the rest of this portion of the map. They're going to get on A, and now 500 will most likely have to sacrifice the site, potentially even save the M4s for the next round.
Yeah, very good flashbangs there towards middle, right? Persistent flashbangs. I think it was 4 flashes thrown and connecting with ships there. Maybe just 3, but more than enough, that's for sure.
We're missing the action as Oxygen gets a double kill, and now they're back into action. The two teammates are actually very far from the retake. He's going to find the third player in the water. Oxygen doesn't even know what he has to do as Felon will get the fourth in mid.
What?
Glowing is alone with a MAC-10 playing in a very odd angle to protect the bomb. He's actually going to swing out and find the kill. They are too far to defuse it, but Oxygen did such a good job on that flank. Almost enabled 500 to take over the bomb site. Cirque is going to find an easy kill here onto Glowing. Swinging out now. No, doesn't get there in time, but a round's a round, you know?
Yeah, it is, but you do lose quite a lot. The money is still pretty okay. It's not. It's been a bit of a rough one. Gotta be honest. There for 500. Suddenly you realize, oh damn, we could have actually pretty realistically won that round. Now you're with a single AK, an M4, and a couple of deagles as a supporting act. But I think 500 will definitely take some confidence out of that round. Think like, hey, let's not give up on the next one. As towards A for the first time, clean A side take will be happening. Not through middle this one.
we had two back-to-back rounds that could have been won by 500, only with a few small differences. But let's look at this round now that everybody is blinded. Lovicos is on side. Rainwaker first to fall. Cirque down to 10 HP, but still finds a kill nonetheless. Finally get killed by Fenomen. One player drops inside. He's still playing behind the smoke. Ships. He's found kills with every single weapon this game. Let's see if he can do it with a knife. Staying alive a little while longer is going to be the Deagle connects with one bullet. So now we got Oxygen 1v3 with a Deag. Has the defuse kit?
Oh no, not again. And we'll just wait. As soon as one player walks in here, then yeah, there would be a bit of an opportunity. But as soon as you're gonna have to start peeking, then probably really won't be yours there. Some very nice setup plays from CYBERSHOKE, and I think that
I love it. Yeah.
Towards middle as well. That was just a full mid execute in the round previous, and I'm hoping to see them continue this, as it is working very well. I don't see any opportunity, even with these fuller weapons, fuller guns, right? Yeah, you have more counter utility, but if you are overwhelming enough with your own util, with your own AKs, then it's still going to be very difficult to stop both bomb sites, right? That's why Anubis has become such a T-sided map.
I thought we might even see a tactical timeout coming in from 500, but not the case just yet, as this is going to be the first full round for both teams. AWPs for Phenomen and Hex.
What the hell, bro?
Spellen just shuts down Blixie right away. And
that was no flashbang either. That was just a straight peek.
It was the confidence peak. That's what I call that.
Raw dogged.
Okay. Oxygen, nice HE, Lovicus down to 83. That means an M4 Dink will now get the kill if connected. Molly to push him further back. But we have yet to see either of the op players give any signs, shoot anywhere. So their presence is still unknown.
Is this mid control that 500 is keeping at least a bit more intensely than CYBERSHOKE? CYBERSHOKE in some of these rounds had just completely left middle for what it was. At least you'll have ships there now to be some sort of an information getter. But putting some pressure on towards B, preventing early rotates.
Let's see here, Rainwaker. I want to see Rainwaker get a few. He's been rather quiet this game, but this is going to be his chance to shine. Utility coming in. Notinenki making his way to the side. It's going to be Cirque opening up the map. Rainwaker very patient. Got to get one and the second. Very nice lineup. And the third with the assist from Ships. And it's going to be the first round on the board for 500 on the CT side without losing a single player.
Yeah, that's from Spellen opening it up, and CYBERSHOKE after that, it's what I mentioned, right? You see these full side takes, these full planned side takes, plenty of flashbangs, all that good stuff. You see that being very effective. Now, it is 2 smoke grenades, a single Molotov, and I think 1, maximum 2 flashbangs. Yeah, of course Rainwaker's still going to be there. Of course Cirque is still going to hit a shot. There's not enough pressure on these players in such a moment. Is that because they lose one player? Yeah, possibly. I mean, it could be the reason, but still, you see it happening right in front of your eyes. CYBERSHOKE rushing through a side take and instantly getting destroyed. 500 will take that gift any day of the week. It's already Christmas for them. It's January.
It's a late Christmas for them, actually.
Early Christmas. Always look ahead.
Okay. Well, I also got to highlight a little bit of the individual performances, right?
Yes.
On the 500 side, we have Cirque and Ships that we're praising for too long now. Oxygen with a few impactful rounds, but on the T side, nah. I mean, everybody's 10-11, right? We need someone to actually step up and put the team on their back. I thought that might be Blixie at different points, but still, down there with the rest of his squad, haven't had a moment or a chance to shine as much as I would have wanted him to up until now.
Yeah, we were talking about it before the game started, that the sort of slew of bad results from CYBERSHOKE have not necessarily been because of individual performances, individually bad performances. Like, everyone has been dropping pretty okay ratings, even though they've lost 5 games in a row. all of the ratings have been pretty alright, which is weird to look at, especially in this current game.
Oh, what a timing. Double
That's
dry
beautiful,
swing. Lovicus gets caught with his pants down, just to use another overused cliche. Glowing ahead of the molly, might be able to catch Trips by surprise, but the flash is going to give away his position.
no.
Sir comes in and doubles up with Ships, gets the kill. 2-player advantage, and honestly, I think this is where you cut your losses and just save for the next round.
Yeah, if that's even possible, because Ships is
Going
already
on the
right
hunt.
behind you.
He can smell the thieves, but Sir can do it as well. Sir getting a kill each side of the map, rotating, repositioning. Blixie does check his time, but he might have spotted Ships and will find the kill, but he needs to retrieve the AWP, I believe, from Phenomen. Is it lost in the open? Oh, Blixie's not even going to try for it.
Yeah, it's too risky. If you look at how close Cirque already was, spots of the AWP is still there, and the time is up for round 18. 11-7 and 500. They're taking advantage of a very disconnected playing CYBERSHOKE, right? They're not playing with all five. They're not going for these. I mean, for default, yeah, you shouldn't play with all five together. But if you look, like, if you're, well, they don't officially have a coach, right? There's no coach set on HLTV. Someone, I don't know if someone is actually in that role, but a coach would do very well in a situation like this. Would do very well, because at that point you can sort of give the call like, hey, slow this down, boys, because we like go back to these side takes, which they might have found to be their own solution here. Let's see if this works.
Similar play as previously. This time it's Rainwaker being a bit more aggressive, not allowing for his teammate to steal the
There's
entry.
no molly for him.
Yeah, this is not the way you want to take control of the A-bomb site. And now CSH already been shut down, lost a player and another half of HP. This is looking like we're inching ever so close to going to the Dust2 500's map pick easily. Glowing cannot win the duel versus Oxygen, can't even tickle the man. And CSH are rotating all the way around, but again, what are you going for? Back-to-back save? Are you trying to get on site 3v5 with a single flash?
Yeah, I'm also quite curious what the attempt's going to be here. It's 11-7. You might as well go for something. But I have a feeling that with that smoke down, they are going to concede 12-500. And too little, too late. I mean, CYBERSHOKE, well, at this point, I didn't see all their games, all of their 5 lost games, but now it does become very, very clear why they have been losing this many matches.
Okay, Sheep, you're the coach. You're calling
Yes.
a tactical timeout from CSH right now. Back towards the wall, 5 rounds to lose your map pick. What do you tell your players?
I'll tell my players to calm the F down. That's probably the first. But it's just, I mean, well, it's difficult when you don't have full buys for 3 rounds in a row, right? CYBERSHOKE have shot themselves in the foot completely because it's just 2 AKs now, and it's really, you really need to mingle it. As soon as they had a full buy, I'd say just play the default, but play it together, right? So keep the U2 on bridge, 1 on A, 2 in water. Just play it very passive. Make sure you can escape if they push. And at that point, wait a couple minutes, or, well, a minute, and then just execute on a bomb site, because it's so obvious that that's what their power has been. And we haven't seen it attempted in the full gun rounds a single time from CYBERSHOKE. It's only against these, well, one time we did see it. Auction, though, nice flashbang, good aggressive play. This time now from the T's.
They realize they need to be more explosive in their approach, and that's what's going to enable them to get on site. Now, can they get out there safely? Cirque trying for the wallbang, throwing a deep incendiary. Holding the angles. Nobody's going to walk into his crosshair just yet. Notivinky has another smoke for that cross, and that's going to be used. Perfect to reposition. It's another one coming in from the CTs. I believe that was a bit of a miss. Yeah, it was meant to be for main. And I'm not sure if 500 realizes they missed a smoke. Cirque gets the leg shot through the wall, not to make it down to 6 HP. Ships only finding one, but the time is running lower and lower, and 500 only want to get the kills. They have no more time to defuse the bomb, and that means CSH will manage to win with a very peculiar buy.
Well, very nice play with
Glowing.
just that AK. The op now even Cirque just gets away. But weapons saved and CYBERSHOKE, they stick together with all of them. They bust into the B-bomb site, break open that door. No knocking, and it's going to be round number 8. Is that going to be enough? How many map points do 500 need? They've already spent their first. 4 more to go. As CYBERSHOKE seemingly going back to a default setup, which does concern me already. But we'll have to wait and see if Cirque can bring in any influence from Cave.
That smoke landed just in time. This Phenomen was very close to being eaten alive by the big green of Cirque.
Yeah. Well, hearing that nade pool, hearing the smoke being blown open does give you a bit of an opportunity to peek. Usually you peek right after the smoke is sort of rebuilding itself, as you don't really want to challenge an op. This is nice. Already mollied out, but ships
Playing anti-flash.
and Cirque double position.
Misses the shot, but he's got to turn right away. Oh, ships with the aim 4, A1 gets the kill. And now Spellin.
Great setup.
Very quiet thus far, but he's gonna find the first. Rainwalker doubles up, gonna die to Phenomen's Molly, but it's gonna be a 2-5 versus 5 that started at 2 versus 5, I guess. Spellin. I'm not sure what resolution he plays with. I thought he might have been able to see Phenomen there.
Maybe it's just not covered enough.
Maybe he
the
blinked.
X-ray usually gives us a bit of a false idea.
Rainwaker
Rainwaker, long range. Blixie, the newest member, left all alone with 13 kills. It's gonna be 14, maybe 15, but I don't really see anything else but 13 on the board for 500. As Blixie will just be holding on to hopes and dreams.
Just a second.
Does his best, but it's only for the numbers. 13-8 for 500 on Anubis.
I would have loved to see a bit more of Blixie's, numbers before the last 2 rounds, because the couple of kills that he.
But we're still all good. Production faking is a bit there, but yeah, we're still all good. But yeah, this newer look of the 500 team. One thing that has been kind of solved is their consistency. At least in the recent 6 months. Yeah, it's 2 losses versus Nemiga and Sashi. I think on a different day, they would be able to beat those teams still. Nemiga and Sashi, I rate them very highly.
Exactly,
so,
you mentioned they are arguably the best 2 teams in Group A, right? So starting versus the best 2 teams, even if you lose, they weren't easy. I believe it was a 2-1 at least, I think.
Yes.
So at least there were still even games, which means this team roster has plenty of potential. But let's not talk about the past, like you mentioned. Let's look forward to the future, and the T side is gonna start very slow with 3 players waiting behind long.
Slowly taking short control or lower mid control, which does seem pretty standard for Dust2 T side at this point. It's going to be an A split. Seeing as some smokes in Utah now rushing in, it's going to be ships with some mid presence. That's at least nice to split away glowing from that middle part. Look at how far away he's gone. The CT's very out of position. They have to recover towards ramp. This is looking bad for CYBERSHOKE.
It's going to be Phenomen. And he connected a couple of headshots. Does deal a bit of chip damage to the T's, but Blixie is getting sandwiched in car. They're going to die, but Phenomen finds just one. At least they stayed alive for a few seconds. Look at Glowing, very close already in short, but Spellin is aware. Holding his flank, spots the first CT, and that's going to be a nice swing from Glowing. Lovicus still isolating the players in long, but actually turns his face away, looks in mid, and a couple of kills going to the CTs. It's going to be Rainwaker. Has to get at least one, but it's going to be Glowing with the 3rd USP headshot, and what a retake from 500.
That was, okay, first off, beautifully drawn up pistol round. in the start. You really see them trying to split the opponents apart, having them get stuck on long. Yeah, there's just one kill for the CTs, and you'd think, okay, this is going to be a pistol round for 500, but oh my goodness, the amount of snoozing done there, preventing that retake. Both Spellon and Ships just rotating, repositioning when getting caught off guard. I mean, that was pretty sloppy. Not expecting the pace from CYBERSHOKE to be that fast, apparently. But it's going to be a third pistol round win for CYBERSHOKE. Maybe this force buy again will find some success from 500. Nade goes through. And long is taken.
Spellon gonna find a lot of damage with the Tech 9, but no headshots. That means Blixie and Phenomen will stay alive. They just
Lots
need
of
to...
rotates pooled. Everyone here from CYBERSHOKE, but everyone's gonna reset back in towards the default, and we're gonna try this round again.
Ships, the player with the Galil in mid, he heard only one player go back to B, and that's Notinenki. Gotta hear Lovicus as well, jumping around. What's his call going to be? He's the one that has the most information on the T side right now. There's also Blixie in short, very close, could jump on top of him, but no, Blixie will be passive and patient for now, as the rest of his squad comes towards mid for Ships.
Ships really wants to go through, but it's looking like another reroute. There is a smoke for this mid to B.
This was the correct call, I believe. Blixie with the MP9 and half
low.
HP gonna get a headshot, but not enough to get the kill. And now Glowing realizes he's alone in car. Will have to play the long range of the M4A1 and instantly eliminated by Ships, who continues his incredible streak from Anubis.
So much damage done though on the T side. This retake could still be possible. Of course, yet again, no defuse kit for the CTs. And I don't think they're going to attempt this. So much of this damage unconfirmed. Yeah, a dink here and there. They did hear and feel them, but half of this damage done through flashbangs, so they don't know the situation. This is going to be the save. Attempted Spellon taking some revenge from the pistol round onto Phenomen. And... oh, still so sharp, 500. Winning all of these fights. Going to be a resounding victory.
Shades of map 1.
The force buy. Yep.
It's not a good... I mean, it's great you win the pistols, but you gotta convert extra. And there were, what, 2 Galils there? You can't afford to make these type of mistakes. And it was all on the back of Ships. And I'm just not just talking about the kills, but the fact he got that position in double doors mid so early allowed him to hear all the sound cues, know what's happening around the map, count the players that have left the A bomb site, and get the perfect call. Let's go through short and let's try to take the number advantage, which is what they did very successfully in the end. I don't think they lost a single T in that round, but now CYBERSHOKE will try to replicate some of that success with way less utility. It's going to be Notinenki with the M4A4, the only one having to do the heavy lifting, as Glowing already loses control of long.
There's a bit of a push over towards Ships, who is going to be attacked from 2 angles, and Lovicus finds him cowered in a corner with that 5-7. Man up. Gap into smoke. Looks like my matchmaking game's missing the CT smoke. Could be a costly mistake.
And it is. Glowing gets the headshot with the Julie's double player advantage. CSH have found themselves in a similar situation on the first map, but they lost individual duels. Molly's coming in to clear the side. Rainwaker makes his way. Pushing Phenomen out in the open, but he's still holding that gap of the smoke. And now Spellon gets an easy kill. Notinenki finds another. The one rifle on the CT side, still getting some work done. Where is Cirque? He needs to make his way out of car and help Spellon to get the bomb down.
And all of these smokes have faded. Now Spellon can be under a amount of pressure. The Eagle's
does not
close.
connect, and Spellon gets the first, but it's Cirque to lose the duel versus the Galil. Spellon has to switch to the Tech 9. 1 versus 3, 1 versus 2, 1 versus 1. Is he gonna do it? They're running out of bullets, but Lovicus has the Galil, and he would manage to finally bring it back for CSH.
Yeah, those 2 opening kills being worth their weight in gold. And yeah, it is a very expensive mistake. losing that or missing that CT smoke. It's going to be glowing with the dualies, which is the least likely weapon to get a kill in that round. Getting one, and 500 will, of course, be back with a force buy. It doesn't even look like they've lost a round. 4 AKs and an op versus the 2 SMGs on the other side. Let's see. These sort of more rotational heavy, positional heavy T-side rounds have been looking very, very nice from
Nixie
the 500 team.
almost died there, but that was a nice hip thrust, hip pick, whatever we want to call
Hip
that.
thrust,
Usually,
yeah.
it wasn't even a shoulder pick. It's crazy. Baits out the op shot. That's gonna reveal the fact that the T's have invested heavily in this one, like you mentioned. But Fenoman
Bosh!
doesn't see Oxygen on top of box in middle. That's gonna be another opening in short from Oxygen. Lixie with the MP9 has to smoke. If he can hold the 3 attackers on this side of the map, it would be maybe sufficient for a rotation coming in from the B players. Fenomen has crossed the CT already.
Yeah, it's giving CYBERSHOKE at least more time to sort of think about things, but again, it's this type of rotational T-side round. These slower T-side rounds on Anubis, 500 were playing with their food. CYBERSHOKE were falling victim to very nicely set up plays, now going across short. CYBERSHOKE have managed to make the correct call. 3 players on this A-bomb side.
They have the correct call, but can they shoot the right way? Oxygen already through the smoke, gets an easy headshot, and he continues going for the goose player. Lixie is going to be the next victim of this Oxygen aggressive play. Going for more, going to be a missed AWP shot from Fenomen. We tried to look at some of his stats, hyping him up for this map too, but he does not find any success with the first round when he gets the big green, and it's going to be 500. Keeping this one to an even Stevens. They might even go hunting for more.
Concerning signs that a full gun round, where in theory positionally you get some pretty good advantages, but you lose glowing so early on, completely disconnected from the rest of the team. Fenomen will do good to stay alive here, as that op could bring, of course, some influence into the next round. This is some hard commitment to take the op out, although they're not gonna push the door too far. Oh, nearly. Yeah, again, very, very nice T-sided round from 500, and I assume this is bound to continue. Fenomen still holding on to that AWP. It's going to be a tactical timeout. Ooh.
I mean, it's needed because I see Glowing investing with small armor and grenades and USP. I don't really know why they would do that, but apparently this seems to be the call. Yeah, wow. MP9 from Notinenki as well. I'm not the biggest fan of this, and if you call a tactical timeout to resort to this sort of desperation play, can only tell us about what is going in through the minds of the CYBERSHOKE players after losing 2 rounds where they had the lead.
Okay, to be fair, it would have been, if they held it at a single eco, it wouldn't have been the greatest of buys in the upcoming round. Everyone would have been around 4.5k. Yes, you can get FAMASas out, but this keeps the pressure on. So I do understand, but it's been so difficult for CYBERSHOKE to hold on to rounds like this. Of course, they had success once here on Dust2, but I assume some more care to be taken from 500. Glowing close range.
Cirque has the EWP, and it's not going to seem to find first kill as Ships is right there with the AK, very aware. Spots 3 heads, does not get any one of them as Ships finds them all one by one with the assist from Rainwaker. Cirque gets the final player inside, and that was Fenomen on the AWP. And now, if the economy was non-existent before this round, well, I don't even know what this is, like financial crisis?
Yeah, this is pretty bad, as the early half goes to 500, even after the first round trades. No, Taneki being careful not to kick the football there. And Ships, I mean, he's been the best player for 500 over the past 3 months. That is continuing, as he has been looking great. 24 years old. Let's have a...
Yo, what do you mean by that?
hmm?
I'm
I'm also
just-
24.
yeah, but like, you know, he's looking great for a 24-year-old. What do you mean he's meant to be? He's young. He's flourishing. I'm just messing with you, sheep. Don't worry. Let's break down what's happening for CYBERSHOKE. They called a tactical timeout and fully invested when they had scraps, and they lost flawlessly to 500. Couldn't even find one. Why do you think that decision was made, and how costly do you think it will be for the remainder of this first half when it comes to economics?
I don't think it'll be of that much influence. I think it's just going to be at least guaranteeing that this round is a full eco. Right, this round would have had FAMASas and whatnot. There's no way to guarantee. Like, probably would not have had an AWP in anyways, if it had just been full USPs and an AWP. So I do still think, like, okay, it is like one of the decent choices to make. Oxygen taking down Glowing again, who were sitting on top of each other for a while, nice and cozy. But yeah, this would have been FAMASas and whatnot, so I don't think it's been that much of a bad decision.
Okay.
But this round's gonna be quite easy. Double digits in kills. Ships is on 10. And we've just got done playing 6 rounds. The MVP of the World Championships 2018. Hoping to find some more success with another full Bulgarian roster.
Wow, that is a throwback.
Hell yeah, it is.
I love that. I love that. Very good, very good, sheep. Now the question is, can we get Phenomen win one duel versus Cirque with the AWP? I feel like whenever they both had the big green, they've avoided each other like the plague. And I don't think it has been from Cirque's side. Phenomen already misses a shot in short. Oxygen infiltrates right away. Look at Loficus playing a very good position. Molly's coming in. Oxygen drops down from Xbox. Can he find something through the smoke? No, he cannot just yet.
Mid control taken again. This time taking a bit more work. Nice off angle from Glowing. Finally wins that fight versus Oxygen, which he has been choked out of for quite a good couple of rounds. First real advantage for CYBERSHOKE in a full gun round.
They're slowing, the T's are slowing down. They have noticed CYBERSHOKE have made a few mistakes when given player advantage on Anubis, so they're going to try to exploit that. They've got 50 seconds to go. So they're going to throw some utility in mid, going to enable ships to take control of that portion of the map. Spellan, running back with his team at Glowing, will win the duel,
Nice.
finally taking ships out. The heaviest of hitters has been eliminated, but now with a drop to CT, they're weakening the presence in A. So it could be a 3 versus 2 takeover of the site. Let's see if Phenomen can get the better of Cirque. He's holding a very good off angle in long.
There's only a single flashbang available. They're not going to use it for this.
What happened?
Spell on. That is ridiculous. And now you see some fear shown from Blixie on long. He is now peeking out wide, but it's Rainwaker with 2. Then Cirque wants to get one more.
Hungry for
Not
kills.
happening for him.
He will be
Still very
fed a
possible
bullet.
here.
He will be fed a bullet instead. It's Rainwaker. He's gonna have the best angle. Gonna wait off Spellan, peeking on top of him right away. That means Notineki will have to retreat to CT. There's no way you can dream of clutching this one up. And it's gonna be the 5th on the board for a double 5-0. Very tragic. CSH had the player advantage, and just like I said, it happened previously. Player advantage. It could be 1, it could be 2. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
5-0 will get to you.
That is Spellan with a ridiculous opener, and we saw the victim's POV of the Rainwaker double. And that looked just the more devastating. A retake with 2 players then coming through CT is pretty much a recipe for disaster. Only the guys from FaZe were able to do it, but that is setting the bar pretty damn high. As Cirque this time yet again.
He's getting attacked.
Oh,
He's
no.
getting attacked. He's getting attacked. Oh, he shot too early. Never mind. I thought he was going to get attacked. I was full confidence. I was manifesting the tag, you know?
Yeah. Got Notineki with a single rifle.
Nice
in towards
HE.
lowers and the nade combo. Very nice setup again. These lower by setups from CYBERSHOKE have been great.
And Naughty Nick is very hungry for a second kill. Nobody else in B tunnels, and it's a
Bombs
three-player advantage. You've got
If he looks to his
1,
right, he sees bomb.
2.
He misses. He didn't spot bomb.
That's quite comedic, but Rainwaker's made his way, shoots first, gives away his position, throws an HE on side, and the deagle from Glowing will make his head shine. Rainwaker gets taken out. Cirque, lowest kills on the map just yet, gonna double his amount of kills, taking out the first of his opponents, but Naughty Nenki continues to spray down from T-base. And no, I have to agree with you, Sheep. I think CSH have looked better in ecos than in gun rounds throughout this series.
There was definitely some anger in this round. You could feel it in the way they were playing these peaks. I mean, it's CYBERSHOKE. They realized that they were like giving up advantages left and right, and I think some frustration being used for good here, especially by Notineki. Going for a couple of great peaks. Glowing as well, taking some revenge on Oxygen. Now it's Glowing twice in a row, being the one to find the headshots. Cirque still on an op.
Look at the HE. That's perfect. They're getting them to 1981. Rainwaker will get the kill, but down to 9
middle.
HP.
All the way deep into top mid.
Just by himself with nobody to back him up. That's quite interesting. Blixie eating a ton of damage from that residual molly damage. And what was a team flash in short? I don't know if you just if you spotted that with the X-ray. Phenomen, we really need you to start connecting. To be fair, both of the operas have been rather quiet on Dust2. After we highlighted how impactful the gun can be on the map. Oh, spots the leg, the teammate's blocking it! I think Cirque might have had a chance to get Phenomen first, but Rainwaker actually signs his own demise right there.
I'll get him, coach. Steps right in front of it. Gonna be 4 players in tunnels. 500 will need to do a lot of work if they want to rejudge which bomb set they want to go to. Notineki and Phenomen. Talked about this bringing impact, exiting out of the tunnel.
It's a good angle. Not gonna expect he's gonna get the first kill. Has to reset position, jumps on top box, gets the second as Notineki doubles up, gets the third kill now. Cirque isolated,
Nice
triple
stuff.
kill for Phenomen, and after all the pressure we've been putting on his shoulders, he finally delivers.
Yeah, getting a 4K in total in that round. Phenomen finally bringing in some impact, and CYBERSHOKE finally showing their face a bit more. Finally showing, well, actually connecting to the shots. It's 500 that have looked a bit slower for these past couple of rounds. Their last full buy for now. Can they prevent CYBERSHOKE from tying up this game?
Well, at least CYBERSHOKE have the economy, because we've seen them struggle on that front many times throughout the 2 maps so far, and even if they will get caught this round, they will still have plenty of credits to reinvest in the next one. As Oxygen has played at his position on top of box so many times, I'm surprised it's not getting naded earlier. Phenomen, is he going to be aware of the double sneak doors inside? Gonna get the first kill at reposition, but Oxygen swings, gets the first one, ends about to find a second. He gets the second. And Cirque will kill the rotator, and that's 500, putting in the work. Unfortunate timing in the B bomb side as Ships gets another 1v1 duel. And it's Blixie in a world of hurt, and we talked about him on Anubis. We wanted him to wake up a bit sooner, and no, that's not the case on Dust2 either.
Looking quite good again. As Phenomen, if he had a second shot, it's a difficult one. Had it connected, it would have been a brilliant one, but it's going to be 500. That would have probably still won the round, as it looks dominant yet again. No tie game here. 500 will keep the lead. It feels like these teams have been playing with like double money throughout both of these games. We have seen very few ecos, very few half or 4 spies. Actually, most of them that we have seen have been successful.
Yeah, or they have looked at least very good, if not successful. Yeah. I'm wondering, again, another tactical timeout. Are they talking if they're going to play spawns, if they're going to maybe go for a potential double op setup? I know we haven't seen anybody else other than Phenomenon opt for CyberShoke, but I feel CT side when you got so much money with 2 rounds to spare, why not give it a go?
Yeah, I actually do think it is. Well, Dust2 is probably the most viable map still left in the map pool where double op could be useful. It used to be Inferno also. Somewhat Train used to be the biggest one, of course. We've seen maps with triple op setups on Train happening on the CT side, but it's not as favorable anymore. I'm pretty certain they didn't even consider it because that just happens sometimes.
Makes sense.
Once things get out of the meta. As quite a conclusive start to the round for 500. Taking Tunnel's control. It's going to be a nice boost on short to at least have a bit more short presence. They've been giving up.
Notineki's so close to killing himself, but he's going to be Phenomen finding the opener from that boost that you mentioned about. And now Notineki wide swings, almost kills ships, but he has the advantage of the molly. Guys, there's a guy in mid. No smoke. What is happening? Oxygen just finds the freest kill of his life. And now 3 CTs are rotating to B, but they're still not looking behind him. Oxygen is not going to be fast enough. He's actually going to call the rotate as Blixie gets the kill onto ships. Look at Oxygen's position. Are they going to check? They're going to check, but it doesn't matter. Cirque and Oxygen find them instead. And now Lovicus is alone in window. The bomb's going to get planted. He would have to clutch this, but can't even win the first duel.
Second round in a row, Ships just swings out of the B tunnel smoke and gets a kill onto Notineki. That is pretty ridiculous. Again, an opener like that from Ships. And the rest, Oxygen with a nice play through middle, then falling back. It's a desperate rotation from CYBERSHOKE to attempt to get into that B bomb side. They do get in there. They do deal with Ships, only to realize it is a empty desert on that B bomb side. Everyone's gone away. Very nice round again. And once more, it's 500 just completely out-rotating CYBERSHOKE on this T side. It's been such a dominant showing in these types of scrappier positional rounds. CYBERSHOKE haven't been able to answer at all.
5th on the board would do wonders for them going into the second half. But it's a big ask from them, as this is the worst they've looked economically in the last 4.5. Well, 4.5. That's not how it works. In the last 4 rounds. But maybe Phenomen with the scout.
Very specific.
4.5. I mean, if 2 of your players died 5 rounds ago, and you still had 3 rifles, that's 4.5 rounds with bad economy, right? Right? I guess
Yeah.
kind of
Exactly. That's very specific still.
Okay.
But yes. Short control again taken, this time again with less pressure. CYBERSHOKE kind of bullied out of ever attempting this lower mid control.
Lovicus, with the chance of a lifetime, is not going to take advantage of it. It's actually Oxygen abusing his teammate's flash, killing Lovicus. Phenomen. The gap gets covered. He could go for a few lucky shots. Notineki's about to get shot in the head by Ships again, who's played this B upper tunnels perfectly for last 5 or so rounds. Third, can't even find the kills because Oxygen is just slaying everybody with the AK instead of him. And now Phenomen with the scout gets 1 tag onto Cirque, but there's nothing more he can do other than fall. Another flawless for 500 and take us to the second half, 8-4.
Shoes lace 2,000 miles away from home. A couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road. bulletproof. Don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil and I'm let it loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal. I never lose, I'm bulletproof. Best in the game, you all know my name. Can't run now, it's too late. Got winning in my blood, in my DNA. It's destiny, it's fate. Unbreakable, unbeatable, undefeatable. I'm invincible, unbreakable.
And we have returned to what very well could be the final half of the evening between 500 and CYBERSHOKE. Sheep, the big question is, can CYBERSHOKE win the 4th pistol out of 4?
I would not be surprised. CYBERSHOKE on that T side have been good with the pistol rounds. Let's see what 500's solution will be. It's going to be ships again with the dualies. So very similar setups as what we saw on Anubis. It's going to be lower mid to be attacked. Ships, great position. It doesn't even stop for a millisecond to take that headshot. It's
That's
already
how the
looking
story
good for
goes.
another win.
Yeah, the story goes, we win the pistol, we will lose the game. I get it. Rainwaker finds one trade kill, and he finally gets shot down after dealing a ton of damage to another 2 T players, Spellin. Really very confident, holding them back, waiting for the rotations. The CTs are want to take the duel from drop, but it's going to be Oxygen in CT getting just a single kill as Glowing swarms over alongside his teammate Spellin from Pit. Finds the first one, 7 HP will not be enough. Another triple kill from Glowing. And 4 out of 4 pistol rounds, but you've only managed to win 12 rounds across 2 maps. That's not the best stat you would like to hear.
No, that certainly isn't. Maybe because it's Dust2, it's a bit more typical. They can finally convert and get a couple more. I think that should be a possibility here, as 500 have not gone for the force buy. They have gone for the scout, and Ships has a Zeus.
I mentioned this in game 1. He got killed with so many weapons. The Mac 10 was, of course, one of the primordial ones. He also had a try with the XM. That's one he didn't manage to find a kill with. But if he could get one with the Zeus, I think he'd get back on track to being the proper weapon merchant that his team needs.
Well, he won't see too much, and the Molotov towards car has completely filled, so they're going to have to commit to checking that now, which they don't. But still, doesn't matter. Running through, Galil picking up some kills.
Ships on the flank with the USB. Gets Glowing down to 38, and it's gonna be a CYBERSHOKE round. Oh wow, is this the first they're converting after? No, it's the second. Okay, so they're losing the bonus when they win pistols on CT, and they're winning the bonus when they win pistols on T. Is that what I'm reading here?
Yes.
Okay.
At least for these 2 rounds, that is the truth. For now, for this best of 3. So similar starts to the second half. As CYBERSHOKE will enter the T side now. We have seen them somewhat struggle on the Anubis T side with lack of full coordination. But on Dust2, it is a bit more meta to just stick together. Go for hard and direct side takes, or at least space taking. As full short control, again, already there. Spellin's holding long on his own. He'll be alright.
We got our Kidia player to watch, Cirque. Rather quiet performance on Dust2 so far. A map that we were expecting him to shine on. Of course, he doesn't need to when Oxygen and Ships are putting the numbers that they have been. Good HE in short to get Lovicus down to about 60 HP. It's actually 70 instead, but you know. Scenic effect sometimes, Cirque. Playing spotting with the shoulder, flashing out, tries to swing, doesn't find anybody, he's gonna lose the duel versus the Galil. Phenomen was flashing him. That enabled Lovicus to get the kill, and now Rainwaker from CT. Is he gonna make his way to side, or are they gonna be trying to save? Because I don't see any of the CT rotations commencing just yet.
Yes, holding CT there, it's such a useless position. Can't do anything with that. And Noteneki has been taken over Ship's role as the controller of the tunnels. Spellon gets away, but it's not going to be much more of that. CYBERSHOKE really going for the hunt here. Some nice commitment. Realizing that Rainwaker's holding the M4. A bit more expensive than Spellon's MP9. But still, they will go for the hunt. CYBERSHOKE looking to tie up the game now, as their previous attempt in the first half did fail. But an 8-8 doesn't seem too ridiculous at this point.
No, absolutely not. Especially killing all the guns. Well, everybody on the side of 500. That's not what I was expecting. I really thought 500 were just going to commit to the save and maybe bundle up as a team, trying to save as many of their guns as possible, MP9s, M4s, whatever. But losing every single one of them is going to actually start generating a little bit of momentum on CYBERSHOKE's side. I think they just need this type of rounds where they get a lot of kills and they start boosting up their confidence, because they have been struggling a lot over the last couple of maps. Well, you can see they struggled a lot over the last 5 matches they've had, but
they've not had the greatest of times. But hey, you know, maybe if this T site remains to be as well flowing as it's going now, then it should be good. The M4 Blix is holding the name tag says A1 better than AK, lol. Which I do think is quite funny, as he's using it on the T side. Well, he's going to get destroyed, and this might be a very sad way to not tie up a game again. Damage onto Lovicus. And a reset attempted. So a nice setup play there from 500. Little play, Spellon gets spooked.
they're walking through the smoke, I believe. Okay, Oxygen is not going to hold the smoke, but he's going to hear this, going to see the molly now, going to call for backup, but there is a player in mid. Are they going to clear Glowing? The answer is not. Glowing finds both of them, and now Oxygen with the deagle cannot connect. This Phenomen gets the final on the board, and he hits 12 kills as Glowing has reached 15.
In terms of map pool, the addition of Glowing and Blixie is pretty smooth for CYBERSHOKE, as both of their previous teams have been quite good at the same maps. And we see that now from Glowing. 9 Pandas enjoying the Dust2 map a lot. Have had some pretty big victories on that map. And well, now we do see Glowing finally coming into his own a bit. 15 kills on the board. Blixie, though, slightly lacking on the 4. But it is yet the tied game. Some more aggression. Is Spellon going to challenge that smoke?
This round could be everything for CSH. If they could break 500 again, that means their economy will look very, very healthy for the foreseeable. They already have 4 or 5k in the bank.
Still going to be this default from 500, leaving middle open yet again. Not wishing to take these unfavorable fights. Lovicus once more gets caught by that nade.
Yeah, I think
he's not had any favors.
3 times already, I think.
Yeah, I think it's 3. It's like big damage every single time as well. I mean, he's limping slightly at 36 HP. And it's still going to be this very default setup. I mean, everyone's in pretty standard positions. Oh, it's going to be the jump towards CT. Oh, it's going to be the V-split.
Gibbs can you get 2. Yes, he can. Oxygen jumps around. Phenomen will find a kill, but look at the HP. 2 players below 20 HP. It's going to be Lovicus still finding the kill on Rainwaker. But they're all so isolated, and the bomb is lost in the middle of open.
This is a weird situation.
Oxygen heard someone window, but loses the duel. Naughty still wins that, and now they have one flash. Do they have any smokes? Not quite, but it's gonna be Spellon and Cirque holding it. Spellon just gets both of them. 8 seconds to go. The bomb cannot be retrieved, and Naughty will save the AWP. CSH, what an unfortunate turn of events for them, as Naughty at least will save the op, but they really could have played that a bit more united, I guess.
I mean, as soon as that bomb drops, you see both of the teams kind of pause, because the lines where both of the teams were pretty intertwined, right? They all kind of had vision of the bomb, but none of them were seeing each other. At that point, there was a bit of a pause. Both teams looking at the bomb like,
what now?
What do we do now?
Yeah.
What is the question? And 500 just able to hold that line, having the bomb in their vision. No more util left for CYBERSHOKE either, and having to think about what the next plan was going to be to retrieve that bomb, costing them valuable time. They're getting a bit more time with this timeout, but it is going to be 500 taking the lead again.
CYBERSHOKE have invested every single one of their timeouts now, and I actually think this is the correct moment to call it. You just lost a very close round. You almost, if you win this round, you are going to break the CT's economy because of the reset. You need to put all of the preparation you've had on Dust2 up until this moment into use, and it's not going to start with a Phenomen shot through the double doors, but there's two players rapidly taking control of lower tunnels.
And again, Spellon has been pretty easy getting that control. Ships holding down Mouse 1, his bullets running out. Naughty has been gotten quite used to taking some HE damage, so he doesn't really care anymore. Together with Lovicus.
Wants to take control back of this, but Oxygen plays such a nasty angle with the MP9. Gonna find an easy kill. Naughty gets caught off guard. I would have gotten caught off guard. I think most people would have. Such an unexpected angle to face an SMG at this moment in time, and that's going to give the CTs another player advantage, but can Glowing get something back in exchange? He was thinking potentially going through the smoke, but he's going to slow down, drop back to mid. But you need to kill to clear a tunnel, otherwise you're just going to walk into 3 players, and it's going to be communication, guys?
Yeah, I don't know what they expected Oxygen to have done there. He was still lurking about. Cirque finding a free kill on towards long as they just walk into him. Spellon has been spotted but not being engaged. That volley doesn't go deep enough. Of course it doesn't. And Oxygen's just gonna go for the hunt. Doesn't even check it. Doesn't even care. It's gonna be double digits once more. Oxygen with another triple. This has been his Dust. What a player. I mean, he's been playing amazingly back, like side to side with Ships. You have 2 players who have such an immense opening potential that it's just been so difficult. And yet again here, first 2 kills of the round going both their ways.
Basically impossible to stop when they are so explosive and so efficient in their approach to the map. And now CYBERSHOKE's economy is in shambles. They are forced to eco. And that's going to be most likely an 11th on the board for 500. We looked at the veto, we looked at the past couple of games of these teams, and we knew this was a high probability, a 2-0 for 500, but maybe not the fashion we've seen it in, as Cirque gets another very nice shot with the AWP onto Blixie, who is now looking down the gun at the barrel at 4 kills and 16 deaths.
Yeah, I was trying to hype him up before the series, or at the start of this series, that I do think Blixie is a very exciting talent and that there were no lacking players individually. But having a 0.25 KD, that certainly isn't a good look on what is actually a pretty damn close game. One of the closer games CYBERSHOKE have had thus far in the Challenger League. But it's not looking too great. We're going to see a run boost. Do get through. Can they get a kill, though? Eventually. Ooh, there you go. 2 deagle shots. Is there going to be a bomb plant? Possibly.
Phenomen has definitely stepped up his game on Dust2, but sadly for CSH, it hasn't been enough. Ship's so patient, waiting. Phenomen walks into his crosshair. Not the easiest kill he found there, but it's going to be Naughty getting caught off guard. One was jumping, one was flanking, one was retaking, and he falls. Not the worst eco round we could have seen from CSH.
No, it's some showing at least. The run boost is a nice idea, but you wish you would see that like right at the start, and still with 5 players left. Because if you get that, there's at least a bit more of a chance. But CYBERSHOKE, back to the AKs. I'm really wondering what their plan is going to be. One thing about Dust2 that makes it somewhat annoying to play T-sides well is the fact that you are pretty much always very far away from the bomb sites when you start and execute. Right? Yeah, of course you can get closer, but it takes effort to get closer. And that makes it pretty difficult because every time both teams need to make an effort, it's been 500 out on top. This is
flash
gonna
is
be good flashbang.
Blixie gets
And
the opener.
Spellon. Yeah.
We've been waiting for him to find something. Yes, Spellon was fully flashed, but Blixie is gonna be lined up. And look at Ships jumping out through the smoke, finding 3 in a matter of moments. Phenomen has to get something in exchange, but 1 kill will not be enough as Cirque, Oxygen, and Rainwaker still stand between Naughty and getting onto the bomb.
Of course, it's the 2 players to get kills. Oxygen and Ships again. That flashbang. You saw the X-rays glowing brighter as they all line up. And what a play from Ships. Cirque chiming in with 1 as well. And it is just going to be Ships and Oxygen. Devastatingly good here versus CYBERSHOKE.
20 kills and 14 deaths, 18 and 10 for Oxygen. Even Spellon with 15. He was one of the rather quiet ones on Anubis, coming up with much bigger, better numbers on this map. And I gotta say here, Sheep, it would be a hell of a comeback. Of course, only the second map of a best of 3, so if CSH could make it happen, they would only take us to the deciding of Ancient, but I feel like that's a universe we're not quite a part of.
No, it's going to be 100 ADR for both as well. Both Oxygen and Ships. On average, good for a kill a round.
He's about to find a few more. He's about to break 20 as well. Oxygen dodges the flash and is lining them up through the smoke. Naughty Lovicus fall. Oxygen stands tall at this B-bomb site. HE flying in, glowing down to 20. Ships is coming. They are fighting for that top fragger spot at the end of this map, but they're actually going to go towards Cirque. Spots 1, maybe looking at the radar, shoots a bit late. Pop Flash himself out, repositions to the left. Phenomen walks out. Galil does not connect. The AK actually gets a wallbang. Phenomen HE down to 2 HP, and they're falling one after the other. A bit of a TK to finish it off. Blixie and Phenomen, the last 2 players standing, and they won't be standing for much longer.
CYBERSHOKE on the verge of taking the 0-3 scoreline to the chin. And it looks like their bell could be ringing in the group stages already here. They'd have to fight for their survival in the lowest group. And then in relegation, so it's not going to be too great. Cirque finding Blixie. Ships will find the final kill. He's won the top fragger battle versus Oxygen, as it's been a dominant showing from the duo. It's going to be 500 to get their first win in Season 49 of the Challenger League.
What a game indeed. I love to see that from 500. And despite